You've probably heard about BAERSkin tactical jacket. It's been advertised everywhere. They've gone pretty heavy on the advertising. And if you'll excuse the state of the house, we're about a week away from Christmas. I will give you my honest opinion about these jackets and the company. So, let's go have a look at these, shall we? So I ordered the 3-in-1 jacket, and it turned up in 2 separate bags. I decided to go, I always have blue or black jackets, but I decided on this occasion to go for orange, just to be different. It's a jacket that I expect to last me for 10 years, I would hope. I thought a nice orange jacket would be a change. I am as overweight as I've ever been, so I'm a 3XL or a 4XL normally, but some jackets always come small, so I thought I'd go up one jacket and get, I think, a 4XL and a 5XL, something like that. Actually, it says on there, yeah, this one's a 4XL. In fact, they're both 4XL. Okay, that's interesting. I thought I got 5. So they're both 4XL, and they're both way too big for me, so I need to go down a couple of sizes. Now, the process is supposed to be super simple, but I put my size request email in straight after getting it, and they basically said, our records don't show that your product has arrived, even though it's here, so we can't start the size adjustment process until that's happened. So then a week later they sent me an email saying, could you confirm that you've got these so that we could do the size transfer? I said yes, obviously I have them, otherwise I wouldn't know I need a size transfer. They haven't replied to that email, and I've replied to them 3 times since then. I've even contacted them with my business email saying that I am intending on reviewing these, so the fact that you haven't got back to me in over a month to make the very simple size exchange, or so you say, is not going to look very good. And they didn't even reply to that one. So I imagine they're either doing very well, or they've got hardly any staff, or they're just really crap at admin. I don't know what it is. But let's take a look at the products themselves, shall we? Okay, so first up, we go with the internal fleecy shell. And this is huge. The colour is really strong. Really excellent colour. And it looks like all the tapes, all the zips, really high quality. And I'm fairly convinced that's going to be almost completely waterproof. And as they say, loads of pockets. One here, one on the arm. They've got these like toggle things so you can stop the wind from getting up your sleeve. And then inside we have another pocket here. And we have another kind of pocket here, which is kind of a pocket but doesn't have a zip. But it's still a pocket. On the other side, on the other arm, pocket. Pocket again. Internal pocket again. And this time we don't have a pocket this side. All really, really, really good. High build quality. 100% polyester, apparently. Machine wash, do not tumble dry, do not dry clean, do not iron, do not bleach. So lots of limitations there. Designed in Europe, made in China. Did you realise it was a Chinese company? I thought it was an American company. They certainly sell it as if it were an American company. Maybe that explains why I can't get my size exchange done quickly. Now, the weirdest thing about this jacket is that the zip does up on the wrong side. It's really strange. It's very unnatural. I'm going to put this on now. Bearing in mind, I'm the tubbiest I've ever been, and it is Christmas. I'm going to take my jumper off, so I've just got a t-shirt on. It's freezing outside. I'm just going to put this hoodie on and see how warm it is. Bearing in mind, this is way bigger than what I need. I need a much smaller size than this. It looks huge on me. Okay, so it's on. Excuse my belly sticking out. It's on, and like a big tangerine, I suppose. I am quite fat, but I mean, look how much extra. That's where my belly is, which is horrendous, and I hate it. But I've got a good foot and a half of extra space on there. These things are enormous for their size. So, and the zip does up on the wrong side. If I can show you, not quite sure how I'm going to show you this. Hang on. So there's the zip, and the connection bit is at the bottom, just backwards. It's the wrong way around. I don't know why. It's so strange. But I've got to say, I like the feel of it. It's very warm. The pockets are enormous. Absolutely gigantic. You could get, God, what could I fit in there? 20 hats, 20 caps. Ladies' handbag. They're enormous. Look, that's my whole hand in there. Now, in some of my jackets, I struggle to put my mobile phone and my wallet in there, but I'm going to have no trouble with that. That's absolutely huge. Can you see how tight the hoodie is around my head? It's not really tight enough. And that's because, not really because of the design, but because the 4XL is enormous. So it's not really tight enough around my head. So this area here does let wind in. And there's no way of tightening that up anymore. These are kind of spongy. And these clip things don't, if I push that all the way up there, it doesn't stay there. It pushes itself back down again. So what I wanted to do, obviously, was get the right size for me and then identify whether or not that was any good. But here I am stuck with a size that's too big. And another thing I don't like are these. Now, I've wrapped that up nice and tight. There's no wind getting in there whatsoever. But look how much of the tag is just loose. They've given such a small amount. Let's turn this around. Such a small amount of this grippy stuff. That needs to go all the way round on this particular jacket. I mean, look how baggy that is. There's a lot of open space there. And again, I come back to the fact that this is too big for me. It's 4XL. I need smaller size at 4XL, which is great because normally 4XL doesn't fit me, and this is way too big. So if you're a big chap, 4XL is probably going to be enough. 5XL, God, I can't even imagine what that'd be like a tent. And I'm like 23 stone, so yeah, I mean, this jacket will fit anyone. And I'm 6 foot tall, and it's long enough. A lot of jackets are too small at the waist. Now, the waist tightening mechanism, not great, but then, the jacket is a good 2 foot too big for me. But it has, I was able to tighten it up enough so that no wind was getting in down the bottom. But let's go look at the outer shell, shall we? So again, I always have blue or black or grey jackets, so I wanted to go for something different. And I've gone for this rather cool sort of, I don't know, green, turquoise, I'll let you decide. But again, 4XL, normally the size I have to go for. Huge, bloody great big thing. But the the pockets are different. So we've got a pocket here on the side. Again, we have one on the arm. No pocket at the top there. No pockets on the inside, but there is this like internal space for a hat or gloves or something like that. Same on the other side, hat or gloves. Pocket there, but no pocket on this arm. So a lot less pockets on the external skin. But this is, I mean, this is for going out in fully wet weather. I'm thinking about wearing this whilst I'm sailing, that sort of thing, in grubby weather or going out in grubby weather. But let's put it on and see how it looks. So again, the zip does up the wrong way. It connects back to front. But you can see just how much extra, I mean, this thing is huge again. Obviously it's designed to go over the 4XL underjacket, but yeah, I mean, look at that, the gap in that sleeve. We got the same problem here, If I do that up tight around my, oh, actually it's less prominent here. Look at that. Look how much tighter that is done up to my wrist, and that's not letting any air in at all. So that's nice. So it has a kind of really thick Macintosh kind of feel to it. The zip actually does right up very high. Let me try and do it. Okay, so for fear of chopping my beard off, I've managed to do it. If I can get the camera down low enough, that comes right up to my nose. I mean, you can barely see my eyes. And then the hood. I mean, the hood is... Look how much extra... I could fit 2 of my heads in there. Why is it so big? That's ridiculous. So I don't think there's any way I can get that tight enough to stop the wind from coming in. I just don't see it happening. Normally 4XL doesn't really fit me. But I can go down, I think, probably 3XL, maybe even 2XL, which would be the first time I've worn a 2XL jacket in many years. Probably a 3XL, I think, will suit me. But yeah. So the quality seems great. I'm really happy with the jacket. I'd go out in this in any weather and not even be the slightest bit worried about getting cold or wet. Seems completely waterproof. Pocket doesn't feel quite so big, but I mean, huge pocket. And the one on the sleeve, that is completely waterproof. It's got that waterproof cover to it, and that's big enough to fit 2 or 3 big modern phones like the Ultras and the biggest iPhones and stuff. So as far as pockets go, it's the most pockets I've ever had on a jacket in my entire life. So I just made the observation as I was taking this off that there was another zip thing right up the top here in my collar, which I hadn't spotted before. So yeah, what can I say? I think the quality is excellent. I didn't realise it was coming from China. The customer service has been shocking, absolutely shocking. Not only have they not swapped out for the right size, and they've had over a month to do it, not only have they not done that, but they're just not replying to any of my emails. They're just ignoring me completely, which is a problem with Chinese companies, I've discovered. Not all Chinese companies. Some Chinese companies have learnt how to treat Western customers, but no, BAERSkin get 0 points for customer service. You really disappointed me, even though the build quality seems really good. The drawstring thing, I mean, there's nothing to stop that from just opening again. So I don't think that's the best design. So that, the drawstring problem, the wrist problem on the inside jacket, just these weird tag problem. I don't like how that hangs off there. That's going to cause all sorts of problems. That's going to get dirty and filthy just through natural usage in life, and then it's not going to stick properly, and then it's going to keep coming apart, and that's going to be a problem. So that's a poor design choice, I would say, but maybe if you had much fatter wrists and arms than I do, then this would make sense. Maybe I just need a smaller jacket, but we can't say for sure because they won't bloody replace it. That's pretty much it. That's all the positives and the negatives. So if you're thinking about getting a BAERSkin, first of all, it's from a Chinese company, not an American company, despite what all the advertising would suggest. Not that that necessarily matters, but customer service is not great. The size, the customer service, and the way that the zips do up, which is back to front. I wanted to say many hundreds of positive things about these jackets. And until I get one that fits me properly and I can test it properly, I can't really recommend it, even though the build quality seems really good.
In a world of pixels where dreams collide, Sim UK reviews the honest guide. From racing cars to flying high, ultimate realism, take your wings to the sky. We talk about the truth and keep it real. Fact-based reviews, it's all in the field. No hype, just clarity, we break it down. Realistic simulators, the talk of the town. Real talk, Sim UK, we're here to say we keep it smooth, never lead you astray. News and previews and interviews on site. Set up guides to take your game to new heights. Honesty is the best policy, they say. Always tell the truth.